Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Asset Podcast here on YouTube. Whew. And Toxic Avenger. Have I talked about any of these? I don't own. I think it's the first time I've actually owned any of them in the official form. I've had bootlegs forever. This is a Toxic Avenger collection for Troma on Blu-ray. There's a 4K set, but I ain't paying for it because I don't have a 4K player. I don't have a 4K TV right now. I know eventually I will when my TV dies. Actually, I was talking about somebody, buddy of mine, this recently. We were talking about, he's like, well, and then Christmas says, like, dude, my TV is X amount of years old. I got it for free. It's 60-something inch. You know, it's a great TV. Everything looks good on it. When that one dies, I'll get a 4K. But until then, I ain't worried about it. Just like, you know, I told him, I was like, you know, it's like my Blu-ray player. When this one dies, I'll get a 4K Blu-ray player. I should have, when my last Blu-ray player died, upgraded, but I needed a player quick. I was like, okay, boom, get the same model. But Toxic Avenger and Troma. Now, Troma was around long before this. But the first Toxic Avenger broke them out and became a big enough hit. They made 3 sequels so far. And a big budget remake is either out in theaters as of recording, you're ready to come out. That's what made me think, I was like, I want to see these again. And then a delay at Amazon got them to me way later than it should have. And I'm going to say the 4th disc is not in here right now. It's currently in my player. What this is it's Toxic Avenger Part 2, Toxic Avenger Part 3, Citizen Toxic, Toxic Avenger Part 4, plus Apocalypse Soon, the making of Citizen Toxic. And on the back here, we get a list of some of the extras, and I'll go through the films. For the first time in the history of mankind, all 4 films of the world-famous Toxic Avenger franchise have been brought together in one tromerific HD package. You'll probably be enjoying midnight showings 10 years from now in short Magic Time out in New York. The Tox set, which you're holding in your hands, will probably be an increasingly valuable collectible because Lloyd Kaufman's Toxie's creator is over 70 years old. He could die at any time. Let's make this limited edition soar in value. And what it is, if you don't know the Toxic Avenger, I'll show you the inside. I ain't nothing to it. It's just, 1, 2. And these are all supposed to be the unrated cuts, and 4 definitely is. What it is he's the first superhero from New Jersey. It's this nerd, Melvin something. I can't remember now. He cleans up at this fitness club. The popular people make fun of him and fuck with him and all that shit. His mom's kind of a douche. This one hot girl convinces him if he'll dress up in this tutu, she'll make out with him by the pool. He dresses up in it. When he gets to the pool, everybody sees him, starts making fun. He goes running. He jumps out this window. At the same time he jumps out the window, this truck full of toxic waste, barrel drums with no lids on them is sitting right outside. And he goes through the window and then becomes a Toxic Avenger. So he's wearing like a best up tutu. He carries a mop. And he has Tromatons in him. Whenever evil happens and it's near him, he has to go fight it. He rages out and has to go fight it. He has a blind girlfriend. He takes on the mayor of Tromaville, which is where the film is set, Tromaville, New Jersey. Mayor's evil, he defeats him. That's the end of the first film. And that would have been the end of the series, but this film made a fortune. It was huge and became a huge hit in Europe and Japan. Big enough hit that a studio in Japan got in touch with Lloyd Kaufman and Troma was like, we want a sequel. We will provide a pile of money. And Lloyd started filming and filming and filming and filming. And what was supposed to be Toxic Avenger 2 became 2 films. It got split in half. Because in the first film, they kind of hit that Toxie does not know who his father is. And we found out his name's like Melvin Junko, I think. If I'm remembering right. Junko, I think is his last. And so Toxic Avenger in the second one, and his girlfriend's played by a different actress this time, Phoebe Legree, who is a musician. I never heard of her. Who decides he's going to go to Japan and finds out it's where his dad's supposed to be. So he wins search to Japan, and most of the rest of the film is him just going nuts in Japan. There's some great gore and craziness in this. Just all kinds of just insanity. Then we get on to the third one. The first 2 I saw on VHS. Loved them. The third one I did not see. It was filmed the same time as the second one. I just waited about a year or so. Trump was real bad about filming a movie, making it too long so they got to release it in 2 parts and then putting like a big gap between the parts. At the end of the first Toxic Avenger 2, Toxic gets back to town. What you didn't find out is that his town had been taken over by this evil, I can't remember the name of the corporation, that's run by the devil. And the third one, The Last Temptation of Toxic, is basically Toxic fighting the devil. And this is one where I actually saw this. I was in high school. And it had to be I was in high school. It aired on like USA Up All Night because I remember sitting in class with Donna. I'm not going to give her last name. Because if I said people like, ain't nobody named that trust me. She had a really unusual last name. I actually know 3 people with this last name, never met anybody else. Cheerleader girl. Goofy, kind of real pretty, but just kind of goofy and kind of ditzy, but cool girl. She looks at me, she's like, you like weird movies? She goes, I watched this thing on USA with my boyfriend this past weekend. And it had a scene where this creepy mutant little guy, there's a fire going on, he pisses on it. It's like, you saw Toxic Avenger 3. It's like, you need to see the first 2. It became where, like, every Friday when we were sitting in first period, she'd ask, okay, what movie do I need to see this weekend? I told her, because she loved goofy stuff. And her boyfriend would go rent it. And he has Toxie taking on the devil. There's a school. And the other thing about this one is, this is the one, if I remember right, the start of it, Toxie is working at like a nursing home because there's no evil. He thinks there's no more evil to fight. We're going to show him helping his disabled girlfriend. She's blind. This evil corporation, I cannot remember their damn name, sends a limo full of assassins to fight him, and one of them was Michael Jai White, like an early role for Michael Jai White. Well, the film ends, Toxie wins, and okay, that was it for a long time. And when I saw this the first time, it was like 92 and it had been out a year or so. It wasn't until 2000 we get Citizen Toxic, Toxic Avenger Part 4, which basically starts off with an opening with Stan Lee narrating, basically telling us that Nor 2 and 3. And this one, Toxie's still living in a dump with his girlfriend. He's still fighting crime, and the film starts off with Debbie Rochon is a pregnant teacher teaching a class of special needs students. And I'm going to use a word here I shouldn't use that often, and I do drop it here and there, and I apologize. There's a kid in there whose name is Tito, and he has on the back of his jacket, the retard rebel. And he's like the bad boy special needs guy. Well, the diaper mafia invades, which is a bunch of like crazies in diapers and bonnets. They got guns. They're going to kill all the, use their words, we're going to kill all these retards unless we get a news crew in here. And that's how they manage to get in. Toxie's sidekick, Lord Lad, which is Joe Flyshaker. A bomb ends up going off, and that sends Toxie, the Toxic Avenger, to an alternate dimension where that version of Toxic is called the Noxic Avenger, and he's a bad guy. And the Noxic Avenger gets sent to the world we've been seeing in this movie. He, of course, is, and we get the fight. Toxie goes to hell, goes to heaven, meets God, who's played by Hank the Drunken Dwarf. Corey Feldman shows up. Toxic Avenger's girlfriend in both dimensions is played by a new actress who ends up being pregnant, and she has both Toxic and Noxie get her pregnant, so she has 2 fetuses in there fighting it out. This is just fucking insane. There's a bad joke that kind of, you gotta know Citizen Kane to get the joke. But instead of roseblood, it's noseblood. Julie Strain is in this and kills somebody by slamming her titties in the side of his head. It's just wackiness. And the making of the movie is just as entertaining as the movie. I don't know what other extras the other discs have. I've only watched the 4th one here yet, but if it's like anything else from them, they're going to be loaded. Get this. Get this, get this, get this. And I'm out, everybody. Boom, there's a thumb. Laters.